So there's a scene in The Big Short where a small group of traders figures out, before almost anyone else, that the housing market is going to collapse. And they make a fortune betting against it. Most people watched that film and thought, how do you even do that? Well, that's what this course is about. Not the housing market specifically, but the idea that the future has a price. And if you can read that price better than the crowd, there's an edge. Prediction markets are the purest version of that idea. So let me start with something you already do constantly. Something so automatic you probably don't call it anything. You make predictions. Every single day. It might rain, I'll grab a jacket, the meeting's probably going to run over, the stock looks undervalued. You're assigning raw probabilities to future events, then acting on them. The problem with those predictions is that they die in your head. Nobody else benefits, and you almost never find out how accurate you actually were. Prediction markets fix that. They take predictions, well, actually millions of them, sitting inside millions of people's head, and turn them into prices. So, what is prediction market exactly? It's an exchange, like a stock market, except instead of trading shares in companies, you're trading contracts tied to specific real world events. Each contract asks a simple yes or no question. Will Bitcoin exceed 100K by December 31st? If the answer turns out to be yes, the contract pays you $1. If no, the contract pays nothing. That structure, two outcomes, 1 or 0, is called a binary contract. Technically, in the academic literature, you will have heard the term Arrow de Bruce securities. But ignore that for this time being. The concept is purely simple. You're buying or selling a bet on a verifiable act. Here's the part that actually matters. The price of that contract is the crowd's best estimate of probability. If the Bitcoin contract is trading at 72 cents, that means the market collectively believes there is a roughly 72% chance Bitcoin hits that number. If you think it's more than 85%, you buy at 72, collect $1 if you're right, and pocket the difference. If you think the crowd's being too optimistic, say real probability is closer to 50%, you sell. If Bitcoin stays below 100K, the contract expires, worthless, and you keep the 72 cents. Price equals implied probability. Write that down. Everything else in this course builds on it. Now, where did this all come from? The first serious prediction market wasn't a startup, it was a classroom experiment. In 1988, a group of researchers at the University of Iowa launched something called Iowa Electronic Markets, a tightly controlled platform where participants could trade contracts on US election outcomes. Real money, real stakes, but tiny scale. The results were striking. The market consistently outperformed traditional polling, especially more than 100 days out from the election. When people had actual money on the line, the crowd's collective price turned out to be a better forecast than any individual expert or survey. That finding mattered. It suggested something uncomfortable. Maybe the wisdom of the crowds, when organized through a market, is more reliable than the wisdom of experts. The academic foundation eventually spawned commercial platforms. Intrade, launched in the early 2000s, and became, for a while, the go-to real-time source for election odds during the 2008 and 2012 US elections. Major news outlets called it. It felt like the future. Then it collapsed. In 2013, the CFTC, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, the US derivatives regulator, filed enforcement actions against it. The company subsequently discovered 700K in missing funds. Users lost access to their money, and the lesson landed hard. A prediction market is only as reliable as the institution behind it. The blockchain era tried to solve that problem. If no company holds no funds, no one can lose them. Augur launched on Ethereum in 2015 with exactly that thesis. In theory, bulletproof. In practice, slow, expensive, and genuinely unusable for most people. Good idea, but the wrong moment. The modern version of this industry belongs to two platforms that figured out how to make it exactly working. Polymarket, launched in 2020. operates as a hybrid. Orders matched quickly off-chain, settled on the Polygon blockchain using USDC stablecoin. By early 2026, it's doing over 10 billion in monthly trading volume. Kalshi took the opposite approach. Full regulatory compliance, CFTC regulated, USD settlement, built for people who want the familiar structure of traditional finance. After winning a landmark legal battle against CFTC in late 2025, Kalshi crossed 12 billion in monthly volume. Together, the industry is now processing more than 20 billion a month. That's not niche, that's the real market. But before we go any further, let's settle a question you're probably already asking. Is this just gambling? No. And the distinction is worth understanding because it affects your strategy completely. Casino gambling is built around a house edge, a mathematical advantage baked into every game. It doesn't matter how smart you are, the odds are designed so the casino wins over time. Prediction markets have no house edge. The platform charges fees. But the market is a pure exchange between participants who disagree about what's going on and the ones that agree. If your analysis is better than the crowd's, you make money. If it's not, you lose. The platform doesn't care either way. Sports betting is closer. You're also betting on the outcomes. But sportsbooks set the odds and adjust them to manage their own risk. In prediction markets, traders set the price through supply and demand. The VIG, the implicit fee built into the betting lines, is typically around 10% in sports betting. Prediction markets fees run closer to 1 to 2%. And compared to stock trading, the structure is fundamentally different. Stocks have an infinite time horizon. They generate dividends. Their value is tied to a company's ongoing performance. Prediction market contracts have an expiration date. They pay $1 or $0. There's no holding for the long run. The contract resolves and it's over. The binary structure makes prediction markets both simpler and more brutal. You can lose your entire position on a single contract if you're wrong. Here is why it matters. Beyond personal profit, prediction markets aren't just a trading mechanism. They're an information aggregation engine. Polls have a well-documented problem. People don't always answer honestly, and they don't have skin in the game. Prediction markets change that dynamic. When money is on the line, ideology gets expensive. You can't afford to signal your tribe's views. You need to be right. The research bears this out. During the 2024 US election, prediction markets were cited by major outlets as more reliable real-time indicators than traditional polling. But the most interesting example isn't political. Google ran an internal prediction market called Profit, letting employees trade on questions about product launches, demand forecasts, internal decisions, and the results were constantly beat management top-down projections. Why? Because a mid-level engineer who knows a product launch is behind schedule can quietly batten that delay, and the price moves. The information surfaces without anyone having to say it out loud in a meeting. A market aggregates dispersed knowledge better than the committee, a survey, or a single expert. That's not an opinion. That's a finding that's been replicated across corporate, academic, and government settings. One more thing before we move on. I'd rather say this now than to bury it later. Most people who trade prediction markets lose money. The statistics on this are real and they're ugly. Research analyzing about 2 million Polymarket addresses found that roughly 70% recorded net losses. The median retail return between mid-2025 and early 2026 was negative 8%. For accounts under $100, the average loss was closer to 27%. That's not a reason to avoid prediction markets. It's a reason to take the education seriously. The people losing money aren't stupid. They're just trading without the right frameworks, without understanding how prices move, and where the edge actually comes from. That's exactly what the rest of this course covers. So, where are we? Prediction markets are exchanges for binary contracts, price equaled implied probability. The industry has evolved from 1988 academic experiment through some spectacular failures to a $20 billion per month market built by two main platforms. They're not gambling, not sports betting, not quite this traditional stock trading. They are their own thing. They aggregate information in the ways that routinely beat expert consensus. Next up, we go inside pricing mechanism, because understanding that a contract at 72 cents implies 72 probability is one thing. Understanding what that price moves, what pushes it, what pulls it down, and where the real edge come from, that's where it gets interesting. So see you in the next module.